Welcome back to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Radical Rescue, where we got access to the last area last time. So let's just get going here. And one of the reasons I decided to stop the video at the room before was because there are just a whole lot of really cheaply placed traps and a lot of and a big improvement in the number of traps. Okay, yeah, we're not gonna fall for that. Instead, what we're going to do is we're just going to try and make it across this thing as carefully as we can. Just because losing a lot of health here isn't exactly in my best interest. But what I'm looking forward to with a Super Dodgeball is that, you know, I can just get back to recording. I mean, when it's time to move on from a game, it's time to move on from a game. Let's just get this while we're here. But yeah, with the Visual Boy Advance, I think I figured out that it might have actually been the Windows theme that was causing problems before. But I don't think that's going to be an issue now. Although, yeah, let's just go back and reset this. Yeah, I wanted to get this guy out as quickly as I could. Okay, did not mean for it to go that way, but oh well. Yeah, this is a... Actually, you can tell we're at the end of the game because, my goodness, they just start putting all the obnoxious stuff at you much later on than they would in the earlier part of the game. But yeah, really all I'm trying to do is just make jumps and get these guys out with a jump kick. Yeah, I knew that was going to be there, so at least it's better to play this thing ahead of time. And now I'm at the most bullshit stretch of this entire game. But that is kind of fitting, seeing as how we're at the end. Let's see, make the jump. Yeah, see, the way I did that wrong was because I was supposed to... Okay, you guys just get the hell out of my face. What I was supposed to do is I was supposed to wait for that one, or for that other block to open up. But then ended up screwing that one up. Okay, let's see, how are we gonna do this? Yeah, see, the thing is you have to make these jumps pretty precisely, and also, getting hit in the middle results in, that happening, you falling. So, let's see, is anybody else gonna come out here? God, I kinda don't feel like getting cut off in the middle of my jump. Yeah, go figure, that's where they come from. Let's see, this part's fun. And just gotta make the jump. Let's see, but yeah, we are approaching the end of the game, which means that there's gonna be a lot more fights, and there's also gonna be a lot more lasers to deal with. I mean, fortunately, we're done with the enemies, we just have to navigate through all these traps. And now we're up to the final set of bosses. See, the beginning is going to be a boss rush, so I'll just speed my way through that, and then I'll see you guys when I'm at the end with Shredder. And we're back and ready to take on Shredder. And the thing with Shredder is that he has a lot of attacks that you do have to anticipate, but fortunately most of these attacks can be countered. If you try going too close to him, he's going to try and kick you, so that's one thing you gotta watch out for. And whenever he crouches down like that, he's going to use a flying knee, so that's always your best shot to counter. And I did die to this guy about, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 times when I was trying to record this, and unfortunately my commentary was not really what I would like it to be because, you know, I had a lot of trouble trying to talk and concentrate at the same time. So I decided to do this post-commentary. So yeah, I mean, if it's a cop-out, it's a cop-out, but, you know, I'd just rather do that than die about 20 times or so. And whenever he tries to teleport in the air like that, usually it's much easier to avoid when you're Raphael and just getting down to just to make yourself a smaller target. That's always something that does pay off. But the biggest thing that makes Shredder such a pain in this game is that there isn't really any established pattern. It's not like he's gonna do one specific attack after another attack, it's that he does mix up his attacks really well. But the only real pattern is just how to avoid the particular attack. Like for this thing, you have to wait for it to move up and then get up the wall with Dawn. And that's really the best way to avoid that thing. I mean, there's a way you can jump over it if you have enough practice, but unfortunately I'm just not good enough at this game to do that. But yeah, fortunately I had a pretty good run here where he was using that knee a lot. And I had runs before where he wouldn't use it at all, and, you know, I couldn't really attack him, since there really wasn't much of an opportunity to do so. But yeah, one other thing that gave me a lot of trouble is if he trapped me in the corner and then kept using that fireball wave thingy. And then when you're trapped in that corner like that, it's also a lot harder to avoid. So that's one other thing that makes this fight a real pain. The good news is every time you die, you start back at the boss rush room, so it's not that big a deal as long as you know how to fight the bosses again. And you could always go back into the room before and get the pizza back, because you do lose the pizza, but then again, that wouldn't make much sense if you kept it after you died. But since this is a final boss, there's always going to be more than one form, so let's just go ahead and take him on pretty soon. Just as soon as he's done with this kick. And right there. And yeah, you do have to be aware of when you end up hitting him, because if you're in the corner when you hit him, then he's going to try and come down and kick you. And Cyber Shredder does change up his pattern a little bit, because whenever he does that jump up, he's going to pause for a little bit and then try and jump kick you. And then one other thing he does is he can occasionally jump up and then shoot this wave of doom that can be jumped over, but it's also easier to just climb the walls with Dawn. And once again, the best time to counter is whenever he uses the flying knee. And then if you're good enough, you can counter or you can counter him whenever he's using that jumping wave. Or whatever that wave attack is called. But yeah, I did die at this part quite a few times, and the game, for some reason, has limited continues even though there's a password system. So I don't really understand the need for limited continues. But yeah, I mean, that's just kind of the way this game works. It's kind of odd like that. And unfortunately, the other thing that makes this thing a lot tougher is that it is a lot of memory and also a lot of anticipating for what he's going to do. Because you have such a tight window to hit him, and then you don't really have a whole lot else going for you in this fight. See, right there, I forgot that he was going to use the jump kick when I thought he was going to use that drop kick. And then this is also where you can get in trouble. But fortunately, he was kind enough to bail me out by going up in the air. Let's see, yeah, I'm gonna get to recording Super Dodgeball sometime this week, and yeah, that should be fun to see. Unfortunately, I get a little bit antsy here and just try and end the fight as fast as I could. And see, that's what happens when you get trapped. And then I'm just waiting for him to die because, yeah, that's just how that went. And now we are back, and yeah, so after an inordinate amount of deaths, I decided to do that thing post-commentary, so that's just for you to know. But yeah, all we need is just one final climb up to the stairs, and then April's here. Yeah, not really that much of a congratulatory thing, but yeah, what are you gonna do? I always liked Kawabunga. I made a funny. But yeah, I had to end up with that quote. But anyway, this is the roll call. I have absolutely no idea how this is gonna look on YouTube because there's a lot of flickering going on. So we'll just have to see how that goes. But yeah, now for my final thoughts on the game. I really do like this game's exploration. I really think it's a welcome change of pace, or it's a nice change of pace compared to most of the action games or most of the beat-em-up games that you saw from Ninja Turtles games. And what I did like about the exploration is that it required you to use all four of the turtles, and all four of you had to work together, and that's kind of what the turtles are all about. I think the only real issue I had with this game is that some of the repetitiveness of the hazards, and also this game was geared more towards exploration instead of combat, and I think it would have been a little bit more beneficial if it was more geared towards combat, especially at the end. Because, well, either way, I ended up editing out a lot of deaths, so I don't know, I might show those off in a different time. But yeah, up next is going to be Super Dodgeball Advance for the Game Boy Advance. I'm looking forward to recording that one, and you know, I still have to figure out how I'm going to structure that thing. And I'm thinking what I'm going to do is just start one file from the beginning and then just show you the first ending and then show off the extra teams. I don't know, I'm thinking that's how it's probably going to go. And then for Mega Man Extreme 2, I'll probably just do Extreme Mode for both X and Zero. But yeah, that is it for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon at the next one.